Hi there, Loy Machedo speaking to you from loymachedo.com. Who's Loy Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay, in this video, I thought I would just share with you 7 life lessons I have learned and experienced out of the 11 years that I've been, 11 or 12, I think, going to be 12. Okay, 12 years approximately of me being full time online, okay, having an online presence. Um, why I'm sharing this is because I feel there are very important points that can help you, whether you're an employee, businessman, student. Okay. So check them out, the 7 points, and let me know in the comments below which among these points you feel really stands out. Okay. And if you have anything more, also do share them because sometimes I learn from you guys. So, in no particular order, here are the 7 points. The first one is um, what I realized is I am relevant or I am famous or people would be nice to me as long as I'm useful to them. When I'm useful to them, what do I mean by that? If I upload videos relating to something that they like, if I generate information that they can use somewhere for free, uh, they are very happy. Oh, Loy, you're number one. Loy, I like you very much. And they'll offer me words, nice sounding words. They'll compliment me, which I appreciate. I appreciate the compliments. But the day I'm no longer useful, let's say, for example, if I was sick or I went for, let's say, operation, which I had the bariatric surgery, or at the age of 36, when I went through crisis in my life, all these people vanish. They forget that they don't remember you, forget that they don't even bother. If you try to contact them, these very same people who would compliment you, they will be too busy. They'll not be bothered. It's the same thing that happens. Like they say, when I had money and when I was famous, everyone was kissing my ass. But now, when I needed them, they're not there. This is the reality of life. This is reality. As long as you're useful to people, people will be nice to you, people will kiss your ass, people will, like, you're rich, you're successful, everyone wants a part of the action. The day you are no longer useful to them or no benefit, you're vanished. Okay, you don't exist. The second one is, I've realized that every relationship that I've had is it comes down to a very simple thing. Can I use you? That's it. Can I use you? There was no, this concept of true friendship and all that. It doesn't exist, man. And the more you are ready to grasp this and implement it in your life, the better it is. Stop thinking that I have to be nice. Stop thinking that I have to help people in charity. See, that is up to you. But for me, what I realized is this: if you keep your relationships very business-like and transactional, especially with the people outside your mother, father, brother, sister, even brother, sister, mother, father, and your wife and children, and even wife and children. Remember, as you grow older and you become useless, sometimes they might even dump you. So you have to be very selective. It's more like a transaction. I gave you something of value, you gave me something of value. I give you something that will benefit you, you give me something that will benefit me. So this is the way it works. The day this flow is interrupted, now you're only taking from them, people will be like, this guy's a liability. So I think you need to keep in mind that all relationships, almost all, is transactional, and it's you give something of benefit, you take something. That is why when I deal with people, I even tell my clients, I'm nice to you, I give you my time, I am being loyal and faithful to you only because you're of some benefit to me. The day this benefit ceases to exist, I think it'll be difficult for us to continue. I put it explicitly because this is how the world is, man. Simple. If tomorrow I'm paralyzed, tomorrow I'm bankrupt, tomorrow I no longer have this online presence, how many people you think who busy kiss my ass and give me great compliments, they're going to be there? No, they have their own challenges. They'll just say, sorry, Loy, I'm busy. That's how it is. Number three, the life lesson that I've learned is you have to constantly reinvent yourself. Simple example I'll give you. Think of a famous artist, like let's say Madonna. If you see from the 80s how she kept reinventing herself from being this like more like a Latina girl, then being she moving into being sexually attractive to being highly erotic, then she reinventing herself from because that phase had passed through. Then have a look at YouTubers. Many of them, especially Logan Paul first focused on small children by all these pranks. Then he focused on pranking adults. Then he got caught with this Japanese suicide video. His brand literally died. Then he reinvented himself now as a boxer. So people keep changing and reinventing themselves. And that's the only way you will survive. Check a simple one. Just go to WWE. Check your favorite wrestler. Or for that matter, check your favorite actor. There are some actors who will take on the role and be that romantic guy throughout their life, but at some point people start criticizing them. Like for example, today if you see Shah Rukh Khan, one famous Indian actor, is the most famous in the world. He used to do romantic roles when he was starting his career. Now, like the chocolatey college boy, lovey-dovey. But today he's 50, going to be 60. It no longer suits him. He has to take on mature roles. The best example here of an actor who really grew with time and changed is Amitabh Bachchan. If you know, he's still relevant. He's now 80s. He no longer, he has reinvented himself because of the failures that he had. So, point number three is you also and me also, we have to reinvent ourselves. What would work? Let's say if you check my YouTube videos, 12 years ago when I started, I didn't give a damn as to ramble on and hyper energy. And in between, later on, I started using a lot of profanity because I thought that was cool. And I became this bad boy using a lot of bad words. But then eventually, not that I faced a backlash, I realized I don't want to be that. And today, not because I'm a family man, but today I don't feel the need. At the same time, I realize that yes, there are many other people who are using profanity, but given my priorities, given the phase I'm in of my life, given that I want to position myself as someone who's mature, I don't want to fake this. So you need to reinvent yourself. Point number four is success is always temporary. Um, let's say, for example, during COVID, I had a massive surge of resume rebrand, which was not there as much as pre-COVID. Literally every second inquiry that I got is, can you make my resume rebrand? Now, obviously, the COVID, the so-called lockdown went away. Now there are plenty of jobs. So now people don't see the need for a resume rebrand. They'll apply, they'll just throw their CV everywhere. They get calls for interviews, so they feel they achieve success. Now the peak for me, now the demand has come back to personal coaching, personal branding. But had I focused only on resume rebranding, and that was my bread and butter, now I would be in trouble. But because I have specializations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, couple of areas, sometimes one area picks up, other area comes down. Second area picks up, the other comes down. So in the same way, even for you, if you're selling products and services or you're selling your own services, remember there'll be a massive peak at some point where you will be in demand. And then after that, maybe when that no longer exists, you'll die out. Simple example. Remember Y2K before the year 2000? There was so much demand for IT professionals, networking professionals, or software operators who understood what to, or educated themselves or had the certification for Y2K, because they thought in the year 2000, when everything resets to 00, all the computer networks, everything will shut down. Well, unfortunately, nothing happened. However, after the year 2000, the following day, when they realized nothing is happening, there was no demand for such engineers. Same way, have a look at it. Once upon a time, IT guys used to put, I'm Microsoft certified, I'm Cisco certified, I know C++, and now they are no longer in demand. So in the same way, your skills, whatever industry you're in, if there's a demand for it today, maybe after 2, 3 years, there's no demand. So you have to always make sure that, given the fact that success is never permanent, you keep learning, studying, and growing. Which comes to the next point, which I just said, is upgrading never ends. There are a lot of people I know who constantly, every 2 years, they apply for a project management course. Bankers go for some certification course for some monetary or some financial tool, or for fraud, this thing, upgrading themselves. I know people who are in the presentation world, who are online. They go for marketing, SEO, public speaking. I myself have to keep learning and studying with the books that I have. I have my own mentors. So you have to ensure that you upgrade yourself. Just because you did an MBA program 5 years ago doesn't mean that will hold good towards the future. In fact, one of the most sad things I see is sometimes people who got like distinction from their college in with a master's 20 years ago, and today nobody cares. Just as software on a phone keeps upgrading every time, just as technology evolves with period of time, you also have to evolve. You also have to upgrade. Otherwise, you'll be extinct. Remember what happened to Nokia, BlackBerry? You know, that phase just went away. Okay, so if you're of the phase of many years ago, you will be redundant many years later. So that is the same thing I have to do. Um, Point number 6 is stress and challenges never ever end. If you thought being a YouTuber is always, yes, hi, how are you? You see some YouTubers always being happy, and the reality is that is just a facade, that is just an image. The, they undergo tremendous amount of stress. Whether you're a beautiful girl on OnlyFans, whether you're offering sex services, whether you are uh, a tech YouTuber and doing technical videos, or reviewing phones and laptops, there is always, the stress, the pressure, the uncertainty that comes with it. Let's say, for example, you're a tech YouTuber. You review phones and laptops. What if there is no more demand for now new phones? Phones have become like boring. Laptops, they can't increase or improve on them anymore, and people are less interested to buy phones and laptops. Then your channel, which is based on just IT, there will be a decline in views. Let's say you're a YouTuber or online guy who is number one in a particular game. Okay, let's say whatever the game, Call of Duty or whatever. And when there is a demand, more people will look at your channel to see those views. More people would like to see how do you position yourself as number one, the way that you play the game. But the day the demand for the game goes down, like Minecraft, lesser and lesser people will check you. There'll be less demand for you. And eventually you'll realize, sheesh, man, now what do I do? So now you have to improve yourself, which in itself is stress and pressure. Why? Because now you do not know if your new skill or the new positioning that you have will work or not. Just like if you are selling, you had a restaurant and the restaurant was in big demand. And let's say now 10 copycats have come. Now what do? You can't shut them down. You can't, and even if you try to reinvent yourself, you don't know if the next cuisine or the next venture that you take place will work. Mark Zuckerberg is a good example of what happens when you try to reinvent yourself. He has failed, and I can assure you this, whether it's Elon Musk or anybody else, the stress and pressure just never ends. For me also, every day is a new day, and that is why it's very important to exercise and keep yourself fit. And last, if not the least, let's say I'll give you a bonus point. Exercise and the thing, keep yourself healthy, because physically, mentally, you need to be sharp. So exercise and fitness is very, very important, especially meditation. So you can take that as a bonus point. And last but not the least, the most important one is money management is the key to success. I'll tell you this, for me, one of my weaknesses is technology, gaming, I also like to spend money. When there's a new tech, I like to buy that. Um, my wife likes to buy gold, okay, which at least can be used as an investment tool. But we all get tempted with so many things where we can spend money. It's very important to manage your money. It's very important to keep your money safe. And there are a lot of people who are safe with their money and they invest. Even if you invest, maybe where you're investing can crash, like say cryptocurrency, or let's say you invested in some scheme, it turned out to be a Ponzi scheme. So money management is very, very important. Cash in hand is what will help you survive. Remember this much. It's not all these, crypto assets, and I'm totally against crypto. So money is your lifeblood. Money, sometimes people don't like this sentence when I say it, but money is your God. If you don't have the money, you'll not survive. So these are these 7 plus 1 bonus life lessons that I can give you, which I have learned and which I implement in my life. I don't know how important which point is to you, but you can comment down below and let me know. But I'll tell you this much. Everything looks green on the outside. Everything looks amazing, flashy. Reality of life is sometimes totally something else. Anyway, these are the 7 life lessons I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. I'd love to hear from you. This is me signing off.